Howdy do, welcome back everybody. It's that time of year again. No, not quite spring, but it's time to start planning out our vegetable gardens. This year with the rise in inflation, I think we're going to have to plan a little bit more this year. Or at least I will plan a little bit more this year, just to try and offset the rising costs at the grocery store. I don't know about you, but I've seen a raise about 25% of my bill, 50% of my bill sometimes on our visits to the grocery store. So depending on how many people you feed, how thrifty you are, that could vary quite a bit. For us, it varies anywhere from $25 to $50 a grocery bill, which we do that once a week. So we went from say a $100 grocery store trip to $125 to $150 grocery trip every week. Now, it's the best time to figure out how you're going to lay out your beds. I am going to work on something really cool this year. I'm going to start planting a lot more perennials, which are vegetables that will come back every year. And you also kind of need to know who cooperates well together for this year's planting and next year's planting, especially if you're using perennials where you're going to intermix them. And there's some really cool apps out there. I'm not sponsored by anyone in particular, but you just type in garden planning and a lot of them will pop up in your iOS or your Android or whatever you're using. So for me, I used one and I laid it out.
Okay, so the app that I'm using for this is called the Planter app, and we'll have to start a new garden where you can name it and you can set your width and your length. I'm going to set it to a 12 by 12 to kind of represent my large gardening space. So let's just name it something simple here. Big garden or big plot. Okay, now here you'll get the grid for your 12 by 12 garden or whatever you've made. You just open your garden plants. We got lots of basic plants to choose from, and we'll just scroll down, show you a little bit of everything. And I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put in corn. And in here, you can go to the varieties of corn if you want to select a specific variety. And we got all kinds of different varieties. I'm going to go with a super sweet hybrid. Down here on the bottom, we'll just mark it my favorite, just for kicks and giggles. I won't do this with all the stuff. So we'll just hit likes, and we'll go ahead and start planting some corn. All right, can't remember where it's at, but there is here we go. Companion plants and combative plants. Lists them out for you. Also tells you what kind of pests you got, any diseases they're prone to. This app's pretty good, but this is definitely stuff that you want to look for in any app that you want to create a garden bed with. It's very important that you know what items work well together, like crops. Some things bring in stuff that aid other plants, so that you get nitrogen and brought into the soil by something, and maybe a particular mineral or something's brought in, or maybe they just don't compete over the same resources for some reason. So we're going to lay out my corn real quick, and then I'm going to show you what it's like to plant stuff alongside of other plants. Let's see, we'll pick something on the companions list here. Let's do cucumbers, yes. All right. Find cucumbers, and we'll plant them. And you can see as it gets planted that the little green circles mean that they kind of go together. They complete each other. So we'll plant some beans. They're also commingling. Give a representation of some bean rows. And you can see that they also complement the corn in some way. But this is a very good tool for someone who doesn't, like me, know everything about what plants go together all the time and what plants interact poorly with each other. This is really, really good stuff. I love finding things like this. So let's see, we're gonna plant something that maybe, put some pumpkins here. Yeah, see, look, pumpkins don't go well with cucumbers. They're not on its list. So you got to give them enough space. And then apparently watermelons won't destroy corn, but they'll be combative with cucumbers. I'm pretty sure it's just because they grow across them too much, you know, that kind of silly thing. They compete. Vining plants don't go well together, usually. All right, that's been how we are going to lay out a garden plot. Yeah, so I hope you found it a little bit helpful. I think I'll give you a garden tour next. All right, so what we'll do here is we'll just keep on keeping on, if we will. Plant some more stuff. We'll fill it up like I'm going to use it this way. And yeah, so it's really fun being able to populate your garden so that you can tell what you're going to be able to work with, what works well with each other, maximize your space. This has just been like a really quick layout. So, super fun. All right, we'll see what kind of trouble I can get into next time. Later.